Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the 5th episode of Boost It or Bust It. This series is all about comparing the time it takes to level a fresh toon against the time it takes to farm gold to pay for a boost. Last week was a big week of growth for my channel, so thanks for everyone who checked out the videos and who have given me feedback. It told me that a lot of you struggle to find simple ways to earn WoW token, so I'm going to continue down that path this week. I promised to add another raw gold farm to this beauty here and have come through on that promise this week. In case you caught my video early last week, I did make a correction to the gold per hour for Mogashan Vaults, but it's a very reliable source for gold. The farm for this week is still really great for raw gold, but carries with it a chance of profit based on the transmog possibilities. From a personal standpoint, I had a really busy week, and so I didn't post my auctions as much as I would have liked to. I spent some time stockpiling some mats for the raid reset this week and focused on gearing Lothex for running dungeons, etc. Although, like many of you have experienced on a fresh toon, RNGesus has not been kind to me. Okay, with that preview out of the way, let's get into the updates for the week. On my boosted toon, I made a decent amount of gold, although the laystone ore is no longer profitable on my realm. Here's another important lesson. Some people might choose to cut their losses and sell the remaining stock. Not I, and nor should you. If you sold a stack at 9,000 gold, you will be able to again someday. Put it in the bank and wait for your next opportunity. I sold random mats, including some sales of Riverbud and Akunda's Bite. I only posted if they were above normal range of price on my realm, or if I missed it during my TSM scan. For transmog, I have farmed a variety of places from different expansions, with 2 from Classic, 1 from BC, 1 from Kata, and 1 from Warlords of Draenor. The 2 Classic transmog spots have been selling decent, with 5 more sales coming out of these dungeons this week. First, out of Nomergon, I sold Dervish Bracers for 453 gold, and then sold some Hyperion Greaves for 1.2k gold. In Zul'Farrak, I sold a Hyperion Girdle for 650 gold, an Earthbound Kilt for 554 gold, and a Mighty Girdle for 2.1k. Early on, I teased my tool that takes out the drops and compares them with the sales. I'll be starting work on a comparison of drops to sales now that I have a few more items sold. This week has been focused on boosting the item level of my boosted character, and it has resulted in a little less sales overall. Next, let's find out how Alliance Lothex busted it this week. I spent very little time on my busted character this week, and it was evident in the results. I managed to gain another 3 levels this week in 90 minutes playtime. Included in there was the posting of the auctions only 3 times, and that made my results really bad. This is the first time throughout the challenge that I really thought maybe boosting is just better, because the grind of leveling seems less gratifying than working on making gold. Next week, I'm going to give this guy some attention and see if I can make some gold for fast flying. Sadly, I sold this amazing floral loop for 44 gold, but on to next week. Okay, so let's take a look at the raw gold farm and our sheets for this week. My raw gold farm for this week is the Iron Docks. For those unfamiliar with the location, Iron Docks can be found at the north side of Gorgrond in Draenor. You can do 1 loop on Heroic, and the remaining will need to be done on Normal until Lockout. For me, I save the Heroic loop until the end to complete the entire dungeon for Transmog. The raw gold out of the whole dungeon is not really worth the time though. I'll show you 1 loop, and then we'll explore some of the underlying data. To run this farm, you'll want to collect everything in the first 2 square areas, including the boss. Although I have collected and killed in as low as 1 minute and 15 seconds, I decided to round it out to 1 minute 30, as most runs took me 1 minute and 25 second plus. The key difference between this run and Mogashan Vaults covered last week is that there is no material gained by doing this farm. NV is propped up by the Spirits of Harmony. The next differentiator is the transmog that drops in here. Over the 15 minutes I took to run this, my loot appraiser collected a total item value of nearly 218k gold. This included one mid-range item at 35k and one super item at 105k. The remaining items averaged 5,300 apiece. So you remember this tool I made last week? You can see I've made some adjustments to the Mogashan Vault's gold per hour. 14k is the final with Spirits of Harmony, and 8.55 without. The Spirits of Harmony are so easy to sell, so 14k is really the main one that we should be looking at. So let's compare Mogashan Vaults to Iron Docks. If you look at the 8.55k gold, you can see that Iron Docks compares fairly reasonably close. The difference is basically that this one takes an extra 5 minutes to run. It's a completely different story if you start to compare the transmog that can sell out of Iron Docks. Now I'm going to do a little bit of testing to actually see what these numbers come in for real, but 5.3k gold is the standard average value of the items that I got dropped. So if we look at one of those items just selling, so this is one sale of something from Iron Docks, you can see that it just jumps up completely. So I've just added that, and that translates to the raw gold of 28 gold per hour. Not to say that you're actually going to make it. That's the different piece here with this sort of sale. Since this number is clearly just theoretical at this point, let's declare a champion for the week. With 14k gold from Mogashan Vaults, it is the remaining champion until next week when we take a look at some other farms. Thanks again for sticking around to the end of my video. Feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. And until next week, have a great one.